Want to share something with y'all real quick this morning. The difference of being in love, telling a person, or being in love with the person and telling a person you love them. It's easy for me to tell you I love you. And it's easy for you to reciprocate the same thing that I just said to you, just as easy as I told you. But for some reason, we cannot tell each other I'm in love with you the same way we say I love with you. I love you. The reason being is because of the preposition in. See, the in creates a level of responsibility. It creates a level of boundaries. It creates structure. It creates rules and laws in which the person you are in love with or the group you're in love with share amongst each other. See, whenever you go in love with a person, it imprisons you. It's just like a regular prison. You have rules, you have laws, you have regulations, and all these things you follow, and they're not even written down. They're just agreed upon because of the relationship that you share with each other. See, the relationship creates the laws, the rules, the regulations. That's why a lot of times you hear a lot of people say, but I didn't know. Yes, you did know. How did I know? You never told me. The relationship told you. It spoke to you and you heard it and you agreed upon it. In other words, we wouldn't be to this point if you never agreed to these terms and these laws and these regulations that we share amongst each other. See, a lot of times I heard a lot of women say it was a woman's intuition that led me to where he was. And it was a mother's intuition that told me my child was doing that. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It really was the relationship that had spoken to you. And the relationship told you that something was wrong. Like right now, me and my wife, we've been in a relationship long enough right now, and vice versa. I can tell if somebody is in her presence that she may think that they're sexy or attractive. And she could tell off me too as well. If I begin to change my demeanor when that person comes in our presence, if I begin to, my voice tone begins to drop and try to sound all sexy and stuff like that, she should be able to pick up on those things. You know why? Because the relationship told her. It wasn't her intuition that told her, it's the relationship. Just like with our children, when your children do something that's wrong, guess what tells you? The child don't have to say anything. Guess who told you? The relationship told you. So these things speak to us and they causes us to understand our limits, our boundaries, and the things we should do and the things we shouldn't do. See, one thing I had to realize is just like a physical prison, if an inmate escaped that prison, that inmate is going to receive more charges, which is give them more time. By me being an inmate to your love, by me being in prison to your love, if I do something to violate our relationship between each other, I won't get charges to get more time. I'll get charged to be set free. See, only God's love is unconditional. All of our love comes with conditions, terms, agreements that are not even written, but the relationship we share between each other tells us what is expected of one another. And see what happens when I violate those rules and regulations, you begin to set me free. See, you have a lot of marriage counselors, you have a lot of relationship therapists, but if they can't tell you the difference between being in love and love, then there's something wrong. You might need to check the source that you're getting information from, because God is going to teach this to you. All you have to do is sit down, and I promise you, and ask him the truth about it, and he'll share it with you. Being in love and being just saying I love you is two different things. Now, I'm going to share this with y'all because I want you all to know this. For some reason, when we grew up, we always thought that being in love comes with a level of sexual intimacy. It shouldn't, and it doesn't. What happens is your flesh begins to trick you, and your flesh begins to make you think that just because I'm comfortable with you, and you make me feel good sometimes because of our relationship, and I begin to trust you with my heart, and things that I can tell you in my heart that nobody else knows, means that I must give myself to you sexually. No. All you do is you give your heart to this person. You can give your heart to this person without giving your body to them. Your body is not required in this relationship of intimacy. That's sex. Intimacy does not need another body to have an orgasm. Intimacy does not need a body to have an orgasm. You ever had an orgasm by yourself? It's because it comes from the mind and the heart. It never came from the body. Just like your regular body, you can't pee unless the mind and the heart say release. Some of us done peed and wet the bed, but it happened because the mind and the heart said release. See, these things, your bodily functions, your bodily fluids don't release until one of these or both of these get on one accord and says release. But long story short, what happens is we begin to try to share each other, and you shouldn't be doing that. And when you do that, and we begin to become tricked by our traditional way of thinking, we begin to become tricked by our traditional way of things, the way we saw things performed in life. So what happens is now you got a husband and a wife. Now the husband done created a best friend or a BFF, that's a woman. Or the wife has created a BFF, that's a man. And then the vice versa, they begin to see one another in a good relationship, and they're falling in love with the opposite sex. And the first thing we think is a sexual activity is going to follow this. Why? Because that's what we always been taught. That's what the level of intimacy brings. No, it shouldn't be like that. You can have sisters that you don't sleep with. You can have sisters that's not out of your bloodline. You can have brothers that you don't lay down with. You don't have to lay down with them just because you're in love with them. They shouldn't lay down with you because you're in love. We so retarded, we keep laying with the wrong folks. You can be in love and not give yourself. Man, listen, I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up. A lot of us don't even realize, even when you have them hanks on you sometimes, know how to lay down and not lay your heart and your mind down. If you can't help it, know how to lay down with your body and not your heart and your mind. I shouldn't even tell you that. But you get so much hurt when you do both. But you have to know how to separate the two. Sometimes it's just a fleshly activity that you're trying to take place. And then sometimes you're really trying to have intimacy, true intimacy with the one you should be intimate with. I don't know how I done got all the way from what we was talking about.